Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I just finished pretty much watching Snowpiercer on Netflix, season 1 and season 2. And I quite enjoyed the show, not gonna lie. I think it's a pretty interesting show. It's definitely an interesting concept, that climate change, we didn't take care of our planet, and climate change caused the second ice age, and then the last of humanity is trapped on this one train that's like keeping humanity alive. I think it's a very interesting concept. Talks a lot about like class struggles and class divides. I saw it on my Netflix, kind of caught my interest, decided to watch it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, at first I was finding it really hard to get into. I didn't really like it at first, but I think by like mid season 1 I got pretty into it, and then I watched season 2 as well, liked it. And I'm excited for season 3. It literally got announced the day I finished the series is when season 3 got announced that it's coming back in January, which I'm excited for. So I'll talk about, I guess, my predictions for the show after, and I'm gonna rank and do a tier list of all the characters because I thought that would be quite fun. All right, so this is the tier list we have here. My top tier, I just put iconic. Then I have great. We have all right, so kind of like the neutral tier. Then we have bad vibes, and then the final one, sent to the compost car. First, we have one of the, is it protagonists? Or could be an antagonist. The protagonist of the show, Melanie Cavill. So Melanie, the top dog, pretended Wilford was running Snowpiercer, when in reality it was her. See, in season 1, I probably would have put her lower, in the bad vibes area. However, I think she's shown tremendous growth. And I think in terms of Melanie, like someone who, like Wilford, we'll get to him, but he's just generally like a bad person. I feel like Melanie kind of always had good intentions. Like she was doing this to save humanity. That's why she took the train from Wilford to begin with, because she knew Wilford didn't have that as his top priority in mind. So Melanie always has had like the best interest in mind, but I think she got clouded by, like, her judgment was definitely clouded by that, and she made bad decisions, but they were for the good intention. Like for the drawers, for example, she was doing them to help. In her mind, it was to help, preserve humanity down the line and stuff like that. However, she didn't see the fact of how she's literally, playing God and controlling these people's lives that didn't give her permission to. So if that makes any sense, what I'm saying is I think she is a good person. However, she made tons of terrible mistakes. But then, come from end of season 1 to season 2, she definitely recognized her mistakes and she owned up to them. And, she was willing to let her control go for the better of the train, make the right decisions, let Layton take charge and everything. So I think I'm going to put her in great. I don't know if I put her at the top of great, but I'm going to put her in great because of her growth as a person, and then especially in season 2 when she's willing to, take the stab, sacrifice herself, and ends up probably being her life's. So her character growth, she really knows she went wrong. She's really trying to make a difference, trying to be a good, positive influence and role model for her daughter and really help humanity. So I'm going to put her in great. So next we have her daughter, Alexandra. I'm going to put her in great too. Because, again, her character growth, like from the start of when we introduced to her, she was very rude, cruel, not rude, but like really cruel, mean, kind of tough exterior, no emotion. And as we go through season 2, when she, meets her mom, she starts kind of seeing right from wrong. She's been kind of brainwashed and taught only one way by Wilford, and I think she does recognize that what Wilford does isn't right, as you can see like in some of the examples from the beginning. So she's smart enough to recognize that, but she sees it even more when she sees how things are being run on Snowpiercer, where they're like listening to the people. She sees a change in her. She starts standing up for herself. She starts standing up for what's right, and she starts showing emotion. So I really like the character growth in Alex. I'm excited to see her in season 3, honestly, and see what they do with her character and how she grows. Okay, next we have Ben, other engineer, the eye candy of the show, if I do say so myself. He seems like a pretty solid guy. He's loyal to Melanie. He's the one who kind of like convinced Melanie to take the train from Wilford. He always has Melanie's back no matter what. I really hope in season 3 we get to deep dive more into Ben's character, because I feel like we haven't really tapped into that in either season 1 or 2. We don't really know much about Ben. Like, I'm thinking now, like, there's not much to say for him, other than he's like loyal to Melanie, and you know, he seems to want to do the right thing. I like his character. I want to know more though, so that's why I'm like struggling to put him in great or all right. I'm gonna put him all right for now, might move him to great later. Next we have Bess Till. Okay guys, Bess Till might be my favorite character in this whole show. I love Bess Till's character so much. I think Bess Till might have had the best character growth from season 1 to season 2. If you flash back to, like, I think season 1, episode 1, where she was, you know, the brakeman, the really hard, she was really mean, really cruel to, like, people in the tail, and when they, like, took Layton out, and then to see where she is now, it's crazy. I think she has the best, I'm putting her iconic. Her character growth, absolutely insane. Like, she was someone always followed the rules, you know, was really mean, really cruel, didn't really, you know, put any thought in understanding and really think about how wrong everything is run on the train. And then you see her slowly, you know, questioning what's right and what's wrong. She's questioning everything on the questioning things on the train, the way things are done, which is something that's scary to do in her position, because they're only taught, you know, order. You got to do this for Wilford. Like, you can't step out of line. They have to maintain the order. That's part of their job. So you don't want to get out of the order, break the order yourself. So she starts questioning these things, and she starts doing the right thing and helping people, and she becomes like the person who's the higher level working on the inside, you know, because she's doing the right thing. And then she becomes one of the leaders in the revolution. And then yeah, she's great. Like, I freaking love Bess Till so much. She's someone with emotion now. You can see her really dealing with emotion, where at the beginning she had zero emotion. She's doing the right thing now. She's making choices for herself and for the better of everyone else. And I just think Bess Till is just, they aced the character. Amazing actor, amazing character, great character growth. Can't wait to see more of Bess Till. Next we have Mr. Bojan Boscovic, I think is his name. He is one of the breachmen. He seems like a happy guy. I like his personality quite a lot. Okay character, I'm not going to put him in 5. I'm going to put him all right. I wouldn't say he's great, because he had some faltering, you know, allegiance there, questionable things, but not bad. Our next character we have is Roche. Again, like, I don't feel like we were given much of him until the end of season 2. So I feel like he had, you know, he's a good person. He's not like a Bess Till kind of leader position, but I do feel like he needed some convincing. I remember Bess Till had to convince him, we need the brakeman on our side kind of thing, and then Roche was like, he made the right decision. He knew that was the right decision. In the end of season 2, he was questioning for his family, what's better, to be siding with Wilford or to be with Snowpiercer. You could see him kind of questioning that, but he did stay loyal to Snowpiercer, I believe. Never really got confirmation of that, because he got shoved in the drawers by Wilford, but I'm sure once he gets out, he will not be with Wilford. So he's an okay character. I think he's a pretty good guy trying to do what's best. But I think he's always hesitant, because he's scared. You know, most people are scared of change and scared of doing something different, and when they're taught for 7 years to stick with the order, you know, going against the grain, it's definitely a step. It's definitely a challenge. That being said, I'm gonna put him in all right. Okay, next we have Dr.Pelton. Not too much on her, but we do get to see she ends up, you know, helping Josie and Layton, and ends up being, you know, one of their trusty people. But like, the reason she, you know, started helping, because she found out she was marked on the list, or she had the X mark, and everyone with the X marks on their files go into the drawers. So that's how she started. So her initial motives weren't the best, but she did end up helping them. I'm gonna put her in all right as well. Next we have the Folgers, and I'm gonna just keep it to the Folgers' parents and not LJ, because LJ is a whole other character in itself. So honestly, hate them. They are too rich, entitled, privileged. Because they were an investor in Snowpiercer, they deserve to have it all. They could not care about people in the tail. They could not care about people in 3rd or 2nd. They only care about themselves. And it is extremely evident when they think that they should be ruling Snowpiercer, and they think that their daughter does not deserve to go to trial after murdering men, and she deserves to be saved, and all this. Don't like him. Honestly, I'd send him to the compost car. Next we have the Headwoods, so the doctors on Big Alice. Weird vibes. I cannot read their vibe. I can't really tell whose side they're on. I'm really confused because obviously they work for Wilford. However, like, at least the woman one was a little more sympathetic towards Josie when she was in there and like willing to tell her. But like, again, they're doing these things for Wilford that are a little bit crazy, making these people like superhuman and like kind of torturing them so they can be used as a weapon. I'm gonna put them in bad vibes just because I don't feel like they should be in the same category as someone like Ben. Next we have, I think this Dr. Klimpt was his name. This guy, I don't know how to feel, bad vibes. Again, I don't know what's with their doctors, but just a weird guy. Something weird and something a little bit off about him. Next we have Icy Bob. Icy Bob. Icy Bob, I feel kind of bad for Icy Bob. So clearly Icy Bob got into a little accident and then they made him Icy Bob. So he was kind of like the experimental goat. There probably was many others, but he probably was the one who made it. And I don't know if Bob deserved it. I don't know if Bob wanted it. He kind of seemed really sad and unhappy with his life, which, I mean, if people were doing experiments on you, would make sense. But I'm gonna put Icy Bob in alright, you know? Next we have Javi. I love Javi. He's great. He's going right to great. This guy's a great sport. You know, always wants to do its best, having a good time, having fun. As much fun as you can on Snowpiercer. Kind of level-headed, you know, Ben was always like, we can't tell about Wilford, we can't tell about Wilford, being really loyal to Melanie, but Javi was kind of like the voice of reason, being like, why can't we tell? It's their right to know, it's their right to choose. You know, kind of in support of the revolution, in support of change, because he knows that that's right. So I really like Javi, really like him. Next we have Jinju. Okay, I don't know, maybe this is a bit of a controversial opinion, but I'm putting her in bad vibes. Also, was she even in season 2? They kind of just got rid of her? Like, what happened? Like, I don't know, Bess Till deserves better, in my opinion. I don't know, I'm not a fan of Jinju. I kind of think she's a bit of a snake, to be honest. Even though she was, you know, loyal to a fault with Melanie, I don't know, I just feel like she's a bit of a snitch, a bit of a snake. So yeah, putting her in bad vibes. Next we have Osweiler. This is, first of all, what the heck was Snowpiercer thinking when they randomly made this man in like the scene in the episode with like when they had like the Last Supper and he went up and played the piano and sang. I was so confused why this man was singing and playing piano. Like, what was the point of that? I've never been more confused in that whole show in my life when they made this man sing at the piano. I was like, what was the point to that? So weird. Anyway, so this guy is pretty much scum. Yeah, so he's completely taking advantage of people in the tail who are going through hard times for his own personal benefit. Really selfish. Doesn't care about people. We see in the scene when like when Snowpiercer is like having the big scare that it was gonna derail him and Bess Till, he kind of opened up to Bess Till about his mom and stuff a bit there. So maybe that was when he kind of changed a bit, because by the end of season 2, he's, you know, leading janitorial, and you can see him kind of taking pride in that. I think he hit a low, realized that he made so many mistakes and everyone hates him, and he's kind of not happy with that. And I think you can see in him that he kind of wants to change that. We don't know, or I don't remember, or don't know if that was for like some kind of personal gain, but I do feel like he's kind of trying to be a little bit of a better person. So I'm gonna put him in bad vibes. I'm gonna put him at the top of bad vibes. Like, we need to see a bit more from him to see where his intentions are really heading. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him in season 3. Next we have Josie. Josie is great. I love Josie. She is super brave, a leader. That whole scene when Melanie is, you know, trying to basically threaten her and her life through ice. You know, she doesn't give a word. She's super loyal. She loves everyone in the tail. She stands up for them. She's a great, like, she's a mother figure to everyone in the tail. A great leader, you know. And then to see, like, I was shocked when she was alive still. To see her, like, overcome, you know, almost basically being dead, to becoming the strong woman that she was. Again, like, she, you know, she went up, down, up. And even though they're experimenting on her and kind of making her the new Icy Bob, she still has everyone's best intentions in mind and is willing to do whatever it takes and stand up for them. I think she's iconic, to be honest. Really great character. Really powerful, strong woman. Okay, next we have Kevin, the lead of hospitality of Big Alice. I'm still a bit confused of the whole Wilford and his bath. So, because he basically made Kevin take his own life. However, I think he saved him. And then Audrey came and like hypnotized him into being like, you owe everything to Wilford because Wilford saved you. I think Kevin was a good guy, and then he's just been completely brainwashed and hypnotized, been through this traumatic experience, and now it's being used against him, basically, that he has to be devoted to Wilford. And you know, this persona, which I don't really think is actually him, I think he's, you know, hypnotized kind, or like brainwashed to be the persona that he is now. I hate his persona that he is now, being so like loyal to Wilford, so rude, when I feel like he genuinely was a good, you know, sweet guy. And I don't think his behavior now is to blame on him. It's completely Wilford to blame. I'm gonna put him in top of bad vibes. Okay, next we have Lights. We don't have much on her. She's one of like the more popular tail characters. She did, I think, moved her way up to third or second after the revolution, and I think she was getting, you know, attacked on because there's still like, you can break and say there's no class structure, but there is always going to be class structure in people's minds, especially when they've lived with it for 7 years. People don't like change. But I think Lights is a pretty cool character. I like her. I hope we get more of her in season 3. I'd love to learn more. I'm gonna put it all right because we don't have too much information. Next we have LJ. You know, I'm gonna send her the compost card because here's the thing with LJ. Hated her from the beginning. Oh my god, when she did not get the verdict of the trial, was she was guilty of killing all these men. However, Melanie then, she said that Wilford, you know, because she was so young, said that she didn't deserve to die and she deserved to live, and was found, I guess, not guilty, or she was still guilty, but they didn't execute her, I think. I don't know. I was so mad. Not that I want someone, obviously wanted a character to die, but that they didn't get the justice that they deserved. Like, she was guilty at the end of the day. And the fact that, you know, Wilford was like, oh, it's fair by doing, Wilford or Melanie was like, oh, let's have a trial, but then she gets to play God and overrule it. That made me so upset. And to see this girl who has no consideration for anyone, who is so selfish, doesn't care about anyone, to get away with it, you know? And then just her ego was moved like to the next level after this, because she's like, I'm invincible. Like, I know Melanie's secret. I'm invincible, and I hate that, like the entitlement. Oh, I hate LJ. But then I thought, you know, maybe after losing her parents, after going through this, that she'll kind of turn around and kind of learn and grow. She's still young. That she'll be like, oh, I made so many mistakes. I'm an awful person. I'm gonna change. I've changed it around. Not that I'm saying that I'd hope for her, but there's like something like maybe she'll change a bit. And then they had like the Last Supper, and then just seeing her comments like, oh, I know you're, when Alex was talking to Ben on the phone and pretending on the phone call, and then LJ was like, yeah, I've seen your mom do that trick before. And then just seeing LJ totally suck up to Wilford, I was like, yeah, there's no hope for this character. Can't stand her. Send her to compost. But maybe Osweiler will change her and turn her around and they'll become good. Who knows? Next we have Mama Grande. Again, another popular tail member. We don't know much about her, but she seems pretty sick. Like, let's be honest. I'm putting her in great because she seems great. Let's be real. Like, we'd all want to be friends with Mama Grande. We all want to have a conversation with Mama Grande. Who wouldn't? Next we have Miles. This kid, I feel so freaking bad for this kid. What Melanie did to him. See, this is why Melanie's character was very questionable in season 1. Yeah, Miles is extremely smart, but Melanie completely took advantage of him. He's just a little kid. She took advantage of him and his abilities just to get under Layton and Josie's skin. At the end of the day, like, I don't think she was using him for his engineering capabilities, because let's be real, you're not going to put the fate of the rest of humanity's hands in a little kid. That's too much pressure for a kid. Like, that was so rude and so mean of her to put all this pressure of running a train on a child. Like, he's a little kid. He's not even probably a teenager yet, you know? I think that was so unfair for her to do that to Miles. I love him because he's so brave and he still stayed loyal to his fellow Tails members and Audrey. He basically helped, you know, get the revolution done, you know? But I felt that was so much pressure to put into kids' hands, and I felt so bad for him. But he's great. We love Miles. Next we have Miss Audrey. Okay. See, Miss Audrey is one of the more disappointing characters. Obviously, you gotta have characters like this to make a show interesting. You can't just have all great characters or all horrible characters. You gotta have a mix, right? Miss Audrey, loved her character in season 1. She was such a strong woman. a leader. You know, everyone looked up to her. They saw her kind of as a mother figure. Like, she took care of everyone on the night car. You know, she kind of was the voice of the night car, the voice of the people for the third car. She did a great job in helping lead the revolution and be one of the leaders. Loved her character. And in season 2, we discover her kind of connection with Wilford. And everyone kind of puts her in a weird position, to be honest. Like they knew, I feel like Layton and like Zarah and everyone, they kind of knew what would happen if they let Audrey and Wilford connect again. It's kind of like you're opening up old wounds. And we also kind of found out, no one else knew it, but we the watcher found out that, like, I think Wilford tried to take Audrey's life as well. So he kind of played that manipulation thing back in the past. So like in the bath in the past, they flash forward to a scene there. What happened to Kevin, I think, happened to her. So when she connects with Wilford again, I think, you know, the trauma and the experience of the trauma in the past that they had together kind of resurfaces, and she falls back into Wilford's lap. And also the fact, I can understand the fact that, like, you know, so much pressure was put on her to be a leader, and she just doesn't want that pressure. She didn't really ask for it, but like she was put in a position where she had to be a leader and wanted to be a leader. But, you know, going back to Wilford and not having any responsibility, I guess kind of relieved her a bit, in the sense that she like basically switched sides. I kept thinking that, oh, maybe I was kept thinking and hoping that, like, she's still loyal to Snowpiercer. She's still loyal to Snowpiercer, but I don't think she was acting anymore. At that point, I think she totally gave in to Wilford. She was kind of just done, you know, being a leader, done with pressure, and she just fell back into old habits, which I think also has to do with, like, the manipulation that Wilford put on her in the past, and it came back to life when they reconnected. But I was really disappointed and sad that, you know, she didn't stay loyal to Snowpiercer, that she completely left all her friends behind for this man. Like I can understand, but I don't like it. So I'm giving her bad vibes. I hope in season 3 she turns around. I think she will, but hopefully she does turn around, come to her senses, and help, you know, take Wilford down. Okay, next we have Pastor Logan. I think he was the one who led the attack on the breachman. I'm pretty sure. I honestly, I don't know why I can't remember the storyline. I remember he was bad, and I remember he gave me bad vibes instantly. Next we have Pike. We're gonna give him bad vibes too. He kind of does everything for himself. He's a bit selfish, self-gain. He does have some loyalty to the tail. Like, he did help out Layton kill, what's the other guy's name? Terence. Which I felt so bad for him when he was like, Pike was like, I'm trying to start a new life, and then Layton asked him to do that, and then you can tell now he's like going through it and really questioning himself. Like, I felt like he was on the verge of becoming good, and then that just sent him down, and I don't think there's much hope for this character. He kind of was always very selfish, and, you know, did things for other people and said he was loyal to, you know, everyone else and helping everyone else, but he was really for his own personal gain and benefit. Also, why was he obsessed with encyclopedias so much? What's the obsession with encyclopedias? Someone let me know. Next, we have another main character, Ruth. Now, again, the last 2 episodes really do me in for Ruth. If the last 2 episodes weren't included, she probably would be much lower. But because of the last episode, I'm putting her in great, honestly. She, you know, was very much order, stick to the order, do what she's told, never question anything, just do what she's told. Finally, near the end of season 1, you see when she finds out Melanie lied to her, especially, you see her kind of questioning everything. She's kind of started thinking for herself. And again, I think she is someone who's a bit privileged as well. And I think as season 1 and season 2 goes on, she starts realizing, especially when she comes in contact with more people from Tail and Third, that holy smoke, she's made some mistakes. She's definitely realizing, especially when she makes the contact with Winnie and realizes that she did something, like when you watch that scene and she realized that she like chopped off her mom's arm, and it's the reason why Winnie's mom is dead, basically, pretty much now. She really realizes, I don't think she realized before, like, as much as, like, holy smokes, like, my actions really affected people's lives. Like, she thought she was doing everything to keep order. Like, she never questioned it. That's what she was told, that was what to do and what was right. And she didn't question it, which is a fault in her, obviously. But, you know, she finally starts realizing, like, I should be questioning things. I should be standing up for myself. I should be, you know, standing up for these people. My job is hospitality. I have to care for these people, and I haven't been doing that. I think she makes that realization. Or she's been doing that only for the people in first, when all the people on the train, on Snowpiercer, deserve that same, you know, hospitality, because we're all people. We shouldn't be divided by class. And she finally starts realizing this, I think, slowly throughout season 2. She says she's loyal to Snowpiercer. However, you see her kind of being on Wilford's side near the beginning of season 2. And then when she learns more about Wilford and learns more about what she's doing, she realizes, oh my gosh, this change that Layton, you know, implied, that, you know, everyone on the train is one, we are one, is right, and that's the way it should be. And she finally realizes it. And when they're doing the census to see who to kill, who was a rebel, basically, Ruth's like, this is not right, and she finally stands up for herself, and she goes the extra mile and says that she will not, you know, do that for Wilford, and she gets sent to compost. And I think that was very powerful. So you really see her loyalty. And, you know, the last episode, like, of her in the compost cart with Layton and, like, them getting out, I thought that was great. I really loved that character growth and character development for Ruth. I think she, in those last 2 episodes, for sure, she grew, like, immensely compared to both the first season and the first couple of episodes of season 2 combined. And I'm really excited to see Ruth's character growth from here on out. Next we have Commander Gray. This guy, bad vibes. He kind of was, like, you know, taking advantage of Ruth, being like, me and you should rule together. Like, it's kind of weird. Really bad vibes. Next we have Sykes. Honestly, I'm gonna put her all right, because I don't get bad vibes from her that much. I think, again, she was kind of hypnotized. She's Wilford's, like, right-hand security, and I feel like if we got more time, honestly feel like they would kind of convert sides to Snowpiercer. Next we have Terence. This guy, bad vibes. Interesting character. Like, you need to have a Terence in this kind of show, you know what I mean? But again, very selfish. Can't really trust the guy. Next we have the last Australian, or the second last Australian. This guy's great. I love this guy. Again, we don't have much on him, but, like, I just think he's really fun. I'm tempted to put him in great, but I feel like because we have no information, I can't. But I'm gonna put him all right. I'm gonna put him in great. You know, I think he's great. Next we have Layton. For sure, it's either great. I don't know if he hits the iconic for me. Obviously, he's the main character of the show, the protagonist. Great actor, by the way. David Diggs does a great job portraying Layton. Now, this guy, he's a leader of the revolution, you know. He's the voice of the people, pretty much. And with that comes a lot of responsibility, and you see him in season 2 kind of struggling with that responsibility, as people are kind of, you know, again, people don't like change. And the fact that they had, you know, order and this whole system, and then, you know, Layton, it's not only his idea, but he is the voice, the face behind it. So he gets, you know, all the heat for it. You see him kind of trying to deal with these responsibilities. And there's also the element, now that Zarah's pregnant with his kid, he now also has to make decisions, like, affecting his family and affecting the good of the people. And you see a bit of a conflict of interest in some of his decisions. People, you know, expect a lot from him. So he's put in this really high pressure position. I feel like Layton is generally a really good person. And although he's made some questionable decisions, I feel like they all stem from a good place, you know? I don't feel like he's made as many bad and clouded decisions as a leader like Melanie did. Like, I do feel like he's a better leader than Melanie, for sure, but I do feel like he is trying his best to do what's right and to be the voice of the people and include everyone. I'm gonna put Layton in great. He definitely is the top tier of great, for sure. I think he's great because he did really stand up for what he believed in, what's actually right. You know, everyone should be treated as equals. You know, it's only been basically like I don't know what the timeline is, but it's not like a month where he's been like a leader, you know, so he still has a lot to learn. I'm really excited to see his more character growth. Next we have Wilford. I mean, I think this is obvious. We're sending him to the compost car. This guy stinks. I think it was the right call for Melanie to steal the train from this man, because I don't think the train would still be going if this man was running it. Like, he is extremely selfish, so messed up. Like, the whole bath scenes where he makes people take their own lives is so incredibly messed up. I hate that so much. It is said that they had, like, I think Alex said they had a crew of like 400, and he just sacrificed 200 because they can't feed him. You know, everyone on his train's starving, yet this man is living large in his little train car of playing records and everything. I hate this guy. I think he's a master manipulator. I think he's manipulated half the people on his train to think that he's God. I think he thinks himself that he's God, to be honest. You can tell he just doesn't care about any people. He's willing to risk the lives of all these people as long as he gets what he wants. hate this guy, want his downfall to come in season 3 so bad. I hope. Next we have Winnie. Winnie is going straight to iconic. What a great character. What a strong, brave little girl. Almost got her arm chopped off by the snow. Watched her mom's arm get chopped off. Had to watch her mother die. Lost her brother in the revolution. Like, this girl has been through it, and she's probably only 9 years old. I feel so awful for this girl. Yet she's so strong, yet she's still doing everything she can. She's like the runner of like the secret messages from all the way down train, all the way up train, when this girl her life's at risk. Yet she's so brave, and she does everything she can to help out. She's more sensible and brave than half the adults. Freaking love Winnie. And last but not least, we have Zarah. Now, Zarah is a very confusing character to me. I don't really know how to feel about her, because I don't know what her intentions kind of seem a little bit muddled. Maybe she's trying to figure out her intentions as well, because, you know, she's in support of Layton, and she seems in support of, like, you know, the one train idea. However, now she has a baby, which I guess makes sense that she has her best interests in mind. You know, she did rat out Josie, which was a low blow, but Melanie was threatening her child. She is strong, she stands her ground. For the most part, she seems like a good character, a good person, has good intentions, but there seems to be a couple of, you know, a little bit, not red flags, but maybe like yellow flags. And I feel like we only really started getting to know her in season 2. I'm gonna put her in all right for now. I don't think she's great. I'm interested, you know, to see what they do with her in season 3. I do think I started like her near the end of season 2 more. She seemed to be with like Snowpiercer. So yeah, hopefully, you know, I hope for Zarah. I think she'll grow even more and become a better character. But yeah, that's my overall tier list. I think I'm pretty happy with the results. Yeah, I love my iconic line. I think there are 3 great, strong women in there. The great line, great characters. I think they've all had tremendous, great character growth. I love Bess Till. Love Bess Till's character growth. The alright tier, I have a lot of hope from them. I want to see some more of their storylines come through. The bad vibes, hopefully some of them will change around. And the send to compost card, they can stay there. Wilford his downfall needs to come in season 3. So let me know what you think of this tier list, what you would change, what you wouldn't change, who your favorite character is, who your least favorite character is. Let me know. Or let me know your thoughts on anything, please. I just love talking about shows. I don't know if any of my talking is good. Hopefully it is. So what are my predictions for season 3? I don't think Melanie is dead. I don't know. I feel like they're going to start like driving the train, and then they're going to see Melanie, and obviously they have now the technology to help hypothermia, as they've seen with Josie. So I feel like maybe Melanie is going to turn into like Icy Bob 3, you know? Because we have Icy Bob 2.0 Josie. Now we're going to have Icy Bob 3.0 Melanie, maybe? I don't know. I just feel like she's not dead. I don't know if they would kill off like one of the main characters. Or maybe, you know, they'll spend all season 3 and then run into Melanie again. Like maybe Melanie went to one of the hot places that they found. I just something in me that's saying that she's not dead. I don't think Javi is dead either. But, you know, that's what happens when shows, when they bring back characters that you think died, like Josie, is that you're like, okay, who actually died now? Because, like, anyone can come back, you know? I think this will be the season where they take down Wilford some way, somehow. Like, there's no way that this man could go on for this much longer. I think that the core of, like, the leaders, like Ruth, Layton, you know, Zarah, Ben, Bess, you know, I think they're all very strong, and they're all barely united against Wilford. So I think that all of them are going to figure out a way to take this man down and bring back, you know, the democracy, the one train system. Basically, all they worked for in the revolution, they haven't got to use yet, because this man has come and took over his train, you know? They need to get rid of him so they can get back. So I think that's basically what season 3 is going to be, like, taking down Wilford. Obviously, there's a huge divide in Snowpiercer of who's with Wilford and who's with, you know, the one train and Layton. So I think that I think more people will get to see what, you know, Wilford's doing. Like, they sent all the Roche family to drawers, so they're gonna start seeing that this man is not good news, and, you know, he has no good intentions for the people, only cares about himself, and like taking down Melanie. And maybe some people from Big Alice will hopefully, you know, go against this man and help take him down. So yeah, I think season 3 is basically going to be probably centered around taking this man down. Also, they discovered that there's like hot points, the Earth's warming again, so maybe probably by the end of season 3 they'll get to like a warm point and get to like leave the car, maybe, question mark, I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with Alex's character. I feel like she's gonna step into like her mom's role if they don't find Melanie again, like become a great leader or start learning to be a leader. I'm interested to see if there's something like a connection between Alex and Ben will form, because they both had a love for Melanie, right? So I'm interested to see if they will click. Now Josie's back in the picture, so it's gonna be Zarah, Josie, Layton, kind of figuring it out. I feel like Josie's gonna be like, you know, Zarah might not have the best intentions. Layton's gonna be a little bit torn. Hopefully that doesn't affect his leading ability, doesn't let his personal life, you know, affect that. So yeah, I'm really excited for season 3. I'm really glad I got into this show. I quite enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool concept, kind of mimics reality basically, and kind of shows us what could, you know, happen down the line if we're not, you know, careful. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I'm super excited for season 3, to be honest. And yeah, let me know what your predictions are. Let me know what you thought of everything. And please subscribe, check out my other channels, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!